Hello everyone, I am Dale Delbridge with my outside working in the garden clothes on. I think I've got a little paint on one shoulder or the other. I've got my rustic working outside hat on, and the beard is looking like Grizzly Adams today. Now, I would like to invite you to click like and subscribe the channel to which you see this video appearing on. It always helps. And today we're going to take and mount this Bunker Hill Security LED solar light, 500 lumens, 120 degree passive infrared, motion detection. The light looks about like this. It has a little solar panel at the bottom. Up here on the building, you see that it is designed to go against something flat, and this is a Harbor Freight purchase. All right, not much money involved in it. $27, I think it is, online. And you'll notice that this little box that they show you on the light fixtures box, that box does not exist on the actual light fixture itself. So anyway, what I bought it for is it requires no external power. It requires no 120 volt, no permit power. It's just a battery operated device. You could screw it on any garden shed or outbuilding. That's what we call them in the South. We call them outbuildings. Outbuildings, pump house, anything like that on the outside. It's battery operated, solar charged during the day, discharges at night, fairly straightforward. And it goes with an overall project that I'm working on that you'll see in about 2 more videos. I'll show you why I did what I did. But this just shows me a little bit of light down there where I come in by the gate. That's all there is to about it. Let's flip over to the picture of it mounted. The thing is, it wasn't designed to be mounted to an antenna mast. Now I have it mounted to an antenna mast. How did I do that? Well, I'm not all that bright, but this happens to be an antenna mast clamp set. Winegard was the brand. I've had it for years and years, somewhere in the house. Never used it for the intended project, but we have it here. What did I do? Well, this white bracket on the Harbor Freight lamp, this Bunker Hill Security. This is just a flat piece of metal, lightweight. I think this is all plastic up here if I remember correctly. And it's just a mounting bracket that was made to go against something flat. It had 3 holes in it. I did have to open the distance between them a little bit because this U-bolt is for a 2-inch mast. And the holes were just a little bit shy of that, so I made a little bit of a slot in each direction, and it fit perfectly. That center bolt is a little bit superfluous, but it bolted. I used it to bolt the bracket, this little gold bracket you see where I'm pointing at, to the bracket of the light fixture. And of course, you'll notice in the light fixture, there is no box hanging from the bottom of the light. There is a switch, a toggle switch. It's off, it's on, off, and automatic, which means this head works. That's why I have it so the head is working. And on this side is just the solar panel, which is the most iffy part of the design. I mean, it's just a battery it's a glorified flashlight, really, to some degree, that charges with the sunlight. You'll notice this big hole right here, and this hole, and the little gob where I silicone around the wire lead. If this all pointed skyward, rain could potentially get up here and potentially leach into the panel or freeze and break the plastic. I don't really know. The instructions don't necessarily say point this up. There's no up arrow molded in the back of the plastic that I saw on the panel, but I did mount it in this direction so it's standing on this stud versus hanging from the stud, if that makes sense, to keep all these holes down for rainwater. For obvious reason, rainwater. Again, the instructions are not super terrific, and the light fixture itself is not very expensive, and the packaging isn't particularly accurate describing the light fixture, but there it is nonetheless. I did have to swap out the Winegard U-bolt for a longer U-bolt with more threads on it, but that wasn't hard to do. Once I drilled 2 holes here and here for the U-bolt to come through. It worked just fine. This was originally designed to be held with 4 screws. I didn't use them. I just shot some silicone up in there in those little holes just to keep the water from freezing in them. There it is. Just about all you need to know about running a U-bolt through the base of a solar panel, plastic solar panel's base. Here are the controls. We assume that sensitivity is the PIR, the motion sensor sensitivity, the timer, how long we're going to leave the light on after we see something move, and of course the brightness of the device. Although I personally could not visually see any difference between bright and dim on this, but I assume it has some effect on the battery drain, so it is what it is. And that is all there is to this video. Just how to take a battery operated solar light, not a 120 light, and mount it to an antenna mast above the ground for a project. So if you're interested in seeing what all this is about, combining last week's episode with the ball mounts, the 1/4-inch ball mounts that could mount a security camera or a LED panel or a solar panel or anything that takes a standard ball mount, let's watch the next couple of episodes, because no more than 2 and we'll be done with this. What do you say?